My view has always been this is a choice. It is not a mandate. The unborn person doesn't have constitutional rights. So in the third trimester of pregnancy, there is room for looking at the life and the health of the mother.
And Secretary, I want to ask you about some comments that you made over the weekend on Meet the Press regarding abortion. You said, quote, the unborn person doesn't have constitutional rights. And my question is, at what point does someone have constitutional rights? And are you saying that a child on its due date, just hours before delivery, still has no constitutional rights?
Under our law, that is the case, Paula. I support Roe v. Wade because I think it is an important statement about the importance of a woman making this most difficult decision.
The Republicans espouse that abortion should be illegal is one that is not embraced by the vast majority of Americans in our country. And in fact, as he pointed out, if it were illegal, then women and doctors would be criminals.
This week, the Senate's going to vote to impose a federal ban on late-term abortions. Do you support a federal limit on abortion at any stage of pregnancy?
This is one of those really painful questions that people raise, and obviously it's really emotional. I think that the kind of late-term abortions that take place are because of medical necessity.
Democrats have blocked any vote on late-term abortion. We knew they would do that. But I understand 43 states have limits on when you can terminate a pregnancy.
Yes.
Only 7 states have you can do whatever you want.
Correct. No ban.
So Hillary Clinton seems to be on the side of an extreme position.
She's on the side of these 7 states.
Now, she falls back, Guilfoyle, on the health. Now, as everybody knows, this is undefined. A woman's health is undefined, all right? Could be a headache, could be a matter of a panic attack. We know there have been late-term abortions in Kansas under the late Dr. Tiller where there was a panic attack involved, this kind of thing. So it seems to me that legislation could be crafted that says if the mother's life or catastrophic health affirmed by 2 separate doctors, then you could have it. But otherwise, it's a barbaric procedure, which it is, all right? We're talking about viable babies here, babies that, if birthed, will live. Hillary Clinton doesn't support that. She just says, whatever you want to do, if you have a health issue, any health issue, you can do.
We have a problem here in this country with 21% of pregnancies ending in abortion, and there should be no question that you should be on the side of children. There are so many families out there that want
and
babies.
I'm wondering whether it's
the partial birth abortion. Partial birth abortion is a term that we hear a lot about in the news. Now, the entire baby from the neck down is now alive and in the abortionist's hands that's performing this procedure. The entire baby, including the head, are already out of the womb, beyond the cervix, and the only thing that's left on the inside of the mother is the baby's head, but that's only just inside the vagina. And baby is moving, baby is alive, baby is intact up to this point. But if the baby then delivers, it's then considered a live birth and the baby would have to go to the nursery. But before that's allowed to happen, this is when the abortion would actually kill the baby. And the way they do that is, if you remember from biology class, there's that connection between the brain and the spinal cord, and that opening at the base of the skull is called the foramen magnum. And that small hole with the baby moving and alive in one hand, a pair of scissors, these are called Metzenbaum scissors. These scissors are then placed into the base of the skull, and these scissors are then placed in through that foramen magnum up into the baby's brain and skull cavity. The scissors are then opened up, and then if that hasn't killed the baby, then one of the suction curettes is then placed through that same hole up into the baby's skull and brain. The suction is applied, and just how you saw how powerful that suction machine is, if it can crush the steel can, then it can definitely kill the baby there on the inside. Once the baby has then been killed and is no longer alive, then the remainder, which is just the baby's head, is then delivered, and the procedure is then completed.
Obviously, not only against defunding Planned Parenthood, but I would like to see Planned Parenthood even get more funding.
Deep-seated
cultural codes, religious beliefs, and structural biases have to be changed. The unborn person doesn't have constitutional rights. The only people that I would ever appoint to the Supreme Court are people who believe that Roe v. Wade is settled law and Citizens United needs to be overturned.